We are Blackmore. We are Wisconsin.
Another beautiful Sunday afternoon for baseball at Miller Park. Interleague play concluding today for the Milwaukee Brewers during the 2013 campaign. They try to avoid a sweep of the Los Angeles Angels as they pour through the turnstiles here on this Sunday afternoon on Labor Day weekend. Two of baseball's top pitchers since the second half of the season began. C.J. Wilson, the good lefty, against Kyle Lohse of the Brew Crew, sporting the alternate gold jerseys here at home at Miller Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Kashan alongside Bill Shorter. Last night, a heartbreaking loss for Milwaukee, but Jonathan Lucroy almost single-handedly won that game at the plate for the Brewers. What a season he has put together after a slow start, and maybe Rock slowly becoming the face of this franchise.
Yeah, leading his ball club in RBIs and one of the better offensive catchers as far as run production and batting average in all of baseball. When you look at what Lucroy has done, he brought his batting average up to 292, and right after the month of May ended, he was at 208. He has been outstanding, driving in big runs like he did in yesterday's ball game. 3 for 5. 4 RBIs. He actually stole a base, and really a nice month of August, a 313 batting average and 16 RBIs. He's been terrific.
Well, it's September 1st already, which means rosters can be expanded, but are the call-ups already here? Telly and Augie will explore as we get closer to first pitch on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. And by Toyota. Let's go places. It's the series finale between the Brewers and Angels as the crew look to start the month off by stopping a 2-game skid on Stormin' Gorman Thomas bobblehead day here at Miller Park. Welcome back to Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Tully Hughes, Jerry Augustine, and we all know the month of September usually marks the time for minor league call-ups, but the Brewers have had their call-ups here for a while, Jerry, and they have really been producing in their time here in the big leagues.
Yeah, we refer to them as the young Brewers, and they've done a great job for this ball club. When you look at what they have done, you look at Scooter Gennett. He leads a team in average in the month of August, leads Major League Baseball in average. You see what Chris Davis has done for this ball club. Today, he'll be hitting in that forward slot, doing a great job. Then you go to the baseball, the pitchers. You got Tyler Thornburg throwing the ball very well. He will start for the ball club on Monday. And how about Rob Wooten? Came up, 11 straight outings, didn't give up a run, really done a nice job. You might say the September call-ups did a great job in August.
Well, it's only interesting to see what they would have done if they were able to get called up a little earlier, but we'll see if the baby Brewers can make the Angels put away the brooms and pick up the win. First pitch is coming up next.
As we enter the final month of the baseball season. Sophia Minard on our sidelines today. Bill Schroeder and Frank Duchon with you in the booth. 79 degrees here in Milwaukee on this Sunday afternoon. The Angels and Mike Scioscia pushing all the right buttons in Saturday night's win. They won it in the 9th inning, a back and forth ball game, and they're trying to sweep away Milwaukee. So the objective today is not to get swept at home for the Brew Crew. This is the Piggly Wiggly lineup that Scioscia will put. J.B. Shuck, the outstanding rookie, back at the top of that order. Then it's Ibar and Trout for sure here in the first. Calhoun out right, Trumbo, Conger, Jimenez, and Romine. The second baseman ahead of the pitcher, C.J. Wilson. They will all face Kyle Lohse here today.
Kyle Lohse has been outstanding, since the beginning of the second half. Overall, 9-8, a .339 earned run average. The Brewers have won 9 of his last 11 starts and 13 of 17. So Kyle Lohse has been responsible for a lot of Brewers wins as of late. Let's check out the Brewers Menards defense behind Kyle today. Davis, Gomez, and Aoki from left to right. Bianchi gets a start at third base. Aramis Ramirez not in the starting lineup today. Segura, Gennett, Betancourt gets the start against the left-hander C.J. Wilson. And Jonathan Lucroy back behind home plate.
Nori Aoki has been getting some days off this week as he has a little tendonitis in his knee. Did not play in yesterday's game, but did appear as a pinch hitter late in the ball game and got a single. But Nori Aoki's got his glove back and out in right field here this afternoon. Jim Joyce, the home plate umpire, and the crew chief for our umpiring crew, Jeff Nelson, Jim Wolf, and Ed Hickox, round out the umpiring crew for Game 3 of this interleague series matchup between the Brewers and the Angels. J.B. Shuck is ready to step into the batter's box, and Kyle Lohse ready to step on the mound as we get set here right in the middle of a 6-game homestand for Milwaukee. And they're trying to finish interleague on a positive note. Here's the first pitch, and it's in for a strike. It's been a rough go, but in interleague play for the Brewers, just 6-13. J.B. Shuck is having, as I mentioned, an outstanding rookie season.
Yeah, hitting around 300, a good left-handed hitter. And the first 2 games of the series, Mike Scioscia has taken him out of left field for defensive purposes. And Mike Scioscia pushed all the right buttons in last night's ball game.
Boy, he sure did.
And pinch hitters and defensive changes, and everything worked well for Scioscia the last couple of innings last night.
It was an entertaining ball game for the most part, unless you're a Brewer fan. At the end, they were out away from a win, and the Angels kept battling and ended up hitting a home run by Hank Conger off the foul pole down the right field line. A pinch hit home run off Jim Henderson, who blew his first save in a closer position this year. His other 3 saves that he blew earlier this year were when he was pitching in that setup role in the 8th inning. High and tight, 1-2 the count now to J.B. Shuck. He leads all American League rookies in hits, runs, doubles, and total bases, and is second in batting average and triples as well.
Yeah, a number of young players, some rookies that have been playing some pretty good baseball for the Angels, with a lot of the veteran guys, hurt out of the lineup, including Josh Hamilton. Hamilton appeared as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and got that rally started in the top of the 9th. A couple of teams looking at some young players as the season winds down.
Well, both these teams battling injuries, and they were forced to go with some of the young players, but they're both out of the playoff race as well. And so, as we mentioned, September call-ups, and a lot of those guys already here, as Augie and Tully were talking about just a few moments ago, and they're producing, and they're producing for both sides here. The 8th pitch for the first batter of the ball game coming up. It's this one hard to right field. Aoki going back to the wall, leaps and makes the catch. Nori Aoki didn't play in yesterday's game out in right field, and a flare to start out Sunday afternoon's game.
Yeah, playing deep, didn't have far to go, but able to perfectly time his jump to grab that line drive. And yeah, Shuck had a good pitch to hit, fastball right down the middle, but Nori right there to make the catch. So a good start defensively for the Brewers. Knew exactly where he was and able to haul it in.
That brings up the shortstop, Eric Ibar. There's a tough way in that 9th inning out there in right field last night with Caleb Gindel. Had a tough time coming up with Josh Hamilton's hit that wound up to be a double. Got into his glove but couldn't hold it on a diving attempt.
Playing no doubles, playing very deep, and not able to get there coming in.
Ibar pops it up shallow left field. Segura calling for it and makes the catch. 2 down here in the first.
Well, the command has been so good for Kyle Lohse for a good long stretch of games, and very rarely, if ever, walks about it. Matter of fact, 6th in the National League in walks per 9 innings, only 1.7. So very rarely does he beat himself with a base on balls. And he continues to throw a lot of strikes here today.
That'll bring up Mike Trout, the Angels All-Star center fielder. Trout at .330 with 23 home runs on the season. He's the only player in the majors with 20 home runs and 25 stolen bases minimum this season. The only one. Lucia's strike to walk ratio this season.
Man, not bad, is it?
Not bad at all.
It doesn't rely on the strikeout. Prefer to get outs early in camp, particularly ground balls with that two-seam fastball.
Trout just 22 years old. And no sophomore slump for him this year, that's for sure.
And just a couple of infield hits for Trout in this series. And the Brewers have handled him pretty well so far.
This one to center. Gomez came in, and then it goes over his head.
Wow.
It sailed on Gomez, and Trout's going to have a 2-out double.
Well, you don't see that very often. A missed play out in center field by Gomez. Well, it looked like he was right there and might have knuckled on him. So Gomez, I saw Gomez make a sign like the ball kind of knuckled, not much of a spin on, just took off on him and just misplayed it. And Trout with a 2-out double. You are not going to see this happen very often with Carlos Gomez, just completely misreading it, and ends up being a two-base hit.
Jerry Augustine was breaking down the proper routes that Gomez takes in his center field spot, the toughest outfield position to play, in our Brewers Live pregame before the game. And Gomez, Gold Glove material, but not everyone's going to be perfect.
Yep, and misplayed that one. But he's been so good out in center field. He's just still trying to learn the angles as he plays much deeper these days after crashing into that wall, hurting his knee.
Boy, it seems like he's hurt every part of his body crashing into the wall this year. But he's been a trooper. Hasn't missed many games. Cole Calhoun just got a piece of that, down 2 strikes with 2 down here in the first inning. Angels have won 7 of 8 on their road trip, which ends here today before they go back home. They've been gone for 11 days. Can't ask for better results if you're the Angels on the road, or any team for that matter, winning 7 of 8.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Pitching has been very good in that stretch of games. Those 9 games, they've gotten 3 shutouts, including back-to-back shutouts.
Yeah, they went through a span through the shutout Friday night against Milwaukee. They had thrown consecutive shutouts, 22 consecutive innings. And the Brewers were able to get on the board in the first inning last night, and it was back and forth all the way through the 9th inning. Little chopper Jeanette. Underhands to Betancourt. 2-out double goes for not for the Angels. Now the Brewers are coming up. against the Angels and avoid the sweep. Third season as Brewer skipper. Spent a number of years with Mike Scioscia over on the Angels side, of course, before coming over to Milwaukee. And Carlos Gomez trying to explain to Aramis Ramirez the spin on that ball and the route he took when he missed that double by Trout.
There's knuckling on him. That's what that meant.
Here's our Piggly Wiggly lineup. Nori Aoki back to the top of the order. Then it's Segura, Lucroy, Chris Davis will back cleanup for the first time in his major league career. Then it's Gomez, Betancourt, Bianchi, Scooter Gennett ahead of the pitcher Kyle Lohse, and they face a good one in left-hander C.J. Wilson.
And he certainly has not disappointed this year. 13-6, a .336 earned run average, averaging a little over 8 strikeouts per 9 innings. But the flip side of that, he's got the 4th most walks in the American League, 68 of them. And he's won 8 of his last 9 decisions dating back to June 14th.
He is on a roll. Both our starting pitchers today have pitched extremely well in the second half of the season. So C.J. Wilson, the 32-year-old California native, set to make his first career start against Milwaukee. He's made 2 relief appearances against the Brewers in his days with the Rangers. So Nori Aoki brings his .284 average up to the plate. Had a pinch hit single in yesterday's ball game. That one came in the 7th inning when the Brewers were able to rally and come from behind to take the lead. They were steamrolling until the 9th inning. So trying to pick up a win against one of the top left-handed pitchers in the game.
And left-handed starters have been tough on the Brewers this year.
Now just 12 wins against 25 defeats. That is the least amount of success that any National League team has had against left-handed pitching.
See, trying to work Aoki on the inside part of the plate.
Now 2-2 to the Brewer leadoff hitter. Now last night was Milwaukee's first loss of the season when leading after the 8th inning. They had won 50 ball games against no defeats. And Aoki almost pulls that feat off, but it goes foul. Last night, Aoki appeared as a pinch hitter for the left-handed hitting Juan Francisco against the left-handed pitcher Boschers in still single. Very good against lefties.
Yeah, he's hitting .344 against left-handed pitching this year. A little bit of hang in there. The reason he's been so good against lefties because he doesn't try and pull the baseball all the time. He keeps that front shoulder closed, and he will just take it into left field.
Wilson came over to the Angels a year ago, signed a 5-year free agent contract. And Aoki down the left field line and just foul.
Now let's check out the Menards Angels defense. A couple of changes. Andrew Romine gets his first start of the series at second base. Grant Green started the first 2 games. Hank Conger, yesterday's hitting star in the 9th inning with that 2-run home run to win the ball game. He's back behind home plate. It was Chris Iannetta in yesterday's game.
There's Conger, the hero yesterday for the Angels. And Conger gets a piece of that foul tip. Conger became just the 5th Angel in club history with a game-winning pinch hit home run with 2 outs in the 9th inning. One of the guys on that short list is Jerry Nairn, the Brewers bench coach. He did it back in 1985. It was a stunner last night, that's for sure. And both leadoff hitters, J.B. Shuck and Nori Aoki, with long at bats to open up the ball game. And another foul.
It's going to be an 11 pitch at bat minimum for Aoki. That's what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do. Work the count and make the pitcher work through all of his pitches. See what he's got.
He might be helping out Jean Segura on deck, to say the least. And Aoki draws the walk. Good at bat. 11 pitches, and the Brewers have their first base runner.
Well, you got to be careful with C.J. Wilson. He will walk you. Talked about all the walks. That was his 69th of the year. He's also thrown 10 wild pitches, so if you're on base, be alert. Get that secondary lead. If one gets away, you might be able to take the extra base.
Well, those 10 wild pitches, second in the league. It's a lot. Jean Segura now with his .303 average, the former Angel. A couple of hits in yesterday's game. First pitch, a strike into Jean Segura from C.J. Wilson. And if you listen carefully, you'll be able to hear Jim Joyce call his strikes. You can hear him pretty clearly all the way up here. Check out Aoki over at first base. 17 stolen bases for Nori Aoki. He's been caught 11 times this year.
Yeah, tough to run on C.J. Wilson. Not a bad move. Always much more difficult to run on a left-handed pitcher.
Segura showed bunt. There's Jonathan Lucroy, Milwaukee's hot hitter, on deck. What a night he had last night. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, a stolen base, a run scored. Had a lot to do with the 5 runs Milwaukee plated last night. Segura to second. Romine over to Ibar. And a relay in time for the double play. So quickly 2 down for C.J. Wilson.
Yeah, a little two-seam fastball. Segura hit it right on the button, but on the ground, and that's about as easy as it gets in turning a double play. Watch the movement from Wilson. Segura waits on it, but a one-hopper over to Romine for the double play.
Segura always tough to double up, but that one right on the nose. Tailor-made for the Angels defense. Here's Lucroy now, 292 on the season. 17 home runs, our second on this Brewer team. First pitch low, ball 1.
Last 85 games, he's lifted his average almost 1 point per game. He's lifted it 84 points.
And Luke center field, and Trout is there with a nice running catch to end the first inning. No score here at Miller Park.
under AJ's Bar in Fond du Lac. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Well, tomorrow is September 2nd, Labor Day, and we'll be laboring over Dollar Hot Dog Day here at Miller Park all day long. Game starts at 1 o'clock, so come on out. Dollar hot dogs, and we're ready. We're ready for a big contest of hot dogs coming up, and it's all going to go for a good cause as Mark Trumbull leads off, and got to get the stomach in gear for a little hot dog eating tomorrow.
We're going to have Craig, Augie, and Sophia down at the set throughout the game from the first inning until your mid-8th inning hit. Tomorrow when you do set up the post-game show.
There's a base hit to start out the second inning.
I'm buying hot dogs, and I'm going to donate. BA and I are each going to donate $10 a piece for every hot dog that the three of you eat.
That is awesome.
And our producer, Wade Robinson, Michael Vetter, director, is going to donate some money for every hot dog. And if fans out there would like to participate, contact the Brewers in the community at Brewers Community Foundation.
That's where the money's going to. And
right.
We've been told, since we're doing this, they're going to bring us as many hot dogs as we can put down.
Right.
Well, and it's going to be.
Well, you know how they're getting them. I'm buying them. I told you I'm buying them.
There you go. You're buying them on Dollar Day and then spending even more to donate for charity, depending upon what we can down.
Right.
Now, you've got to have a game plan for us because none of us, I don't think, have ever been in a hot dog eating contest. So how should we prepare?
I have no idea. You just got to show up hungry. That's all I would do.
Now here's the thing. I've been told you don't show up for a hot dog eating contest or any type of eating contest hungry, and because your stomach is going to not be in shape. So I should be eating a lot today is what you're probably saying.
I think that's an old wives' tale. I think so? You ought to show up hungry so you can pound down as many as you can. From what I gather, eat as fast as you can.
Oh, eat as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And condiments are very important to change, flavors and textures.
Now, so the texture of a hot dog just doesn't change. Now, how are you going to change it on condiments? What are we going to put on? Kraut?
Mustard and ketchup. I wouldn't put any extra real heavy food on there like, onions or
like a
chili. I wouldn't do that.
No chili dogs.
Well, you get the picture. I mean, all we're trying to do is raise money for Brewers Community Foundation. You guys are good sports.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to keep an eye on you down at the set because my guess is you're going to try to give away hot dogs and charge me for them.
Well, you know what, though? Let's just say we gave away a few hot dogs. For charity, that's not a bad cause on your end, though. It's $10 more for the Brewers Community Foundation.
Everyone you want to give away, you give $10 to Brewers Community. How about that? So you're real good at spending my money.
I am very good at that. We've been on the road enough, that's for sure. Well, we're looking forward to that tomorrow. Sophia and Augie, and we'll be out there, so come on out and help us out if you're at the ballpark tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Dollar Hot Dog Day. Hank Conger hit that big home run in yesterday's game, battling with Kyle Lohse now. Seen some very good at-bats in this series by both teams. Pitchers' counts are being driven up early and often.
And talking to the folks that follow this ball club, they say Hank Conger can handle anybody's fastball, and you saw it last night.
Yep.
I mean, he took a 2-1 fastball from Jim Henderson. That was in the upper 90s, and he hit the foul pole with it. There was no doubter. The only question was it going to be fair?
Yeah, he hit nearly halfway up that foul pole last night for his home run. It happened last night with 2 down. Josh Hamilton, pinch hitter. And watch where this one falls, just out of the glove of Caleb Gindel. Almost had it.
Yeah, playing very deep, playing no doubles, but Hamilton ended up at second base. And then on a 2-1 pitch, Conger hits one off the foul pole to win the game.
High fly ball right field. Aoki gets underneath it. And there's one down.
And the first game the Brewers lost when leading after 8 innings. That's an incredible statistic for a team that is 17 games under 500.
And there's a look at Josh Hamilton, who got that inning going yesterday. That was his only appearance so far in the series. Has not started a game. has a sore shoulder, and an interleague play in the National League ballpark, the pitcher's hit, so that takes away his role as the DH. Here's Jimenez taking a swing at the first pitch. Shallow center field, it falls in. Gomez a quick throw into Segura, but can't get the lead runner Trumbo, so 2 aboard with 1 down.
Well, I mentioned we've been talking for a while now, about a week, that Gomez is playing much deeper in center field than he has throughout his career. Kind of went across, then came in, and no chance to get there. And Gomez still hampered by a number of different problems that he's battling right now, and it's not as quick to the baseball as he was.
And you have to imagine, for Carlos Gomez, it's one thing to battle through injuries, but another thing for him to take it down a level, because his motor runs so hot,
right,
and he has to be a little more careful.
And one of the reasons that he is playing deeper is so that he's not crashing into as many walls out in center field, and because of that, there's going to be some baseballs that are going to drop in front of him that normally are going to be caught.
Here's Andrew Romine as Gomez looks on from center field.
And 6 left-handed bats in the Angels lineup today, including the pitcher. And in those are 3 switch hitters. We got Ibar switch hitter, Conger and Romine switch hitters. So a lot of left-handed bats that Kyle Lohse is going to be dealing with here today.
Three and 1 now to Romine. Romine appeared as a pinch runner in yesterday's ball game. And this one to right, and it falls in for a base hit. Runners will advance, and no one will score here, so base is loaded with 1 down in the Angels' 2nd inning. Bases loaded for the pitcher, C.J. Wilson.
Well, you see the 2-seam fastball grip. Lohse left it up in his zone, and Romine able to pull it, hit it hard into right field, with Aoki playing very deep and right.
Here's Wilson now in the season at 143. He has 1 hit in 7 plate appearances during interleague play. Makes a hack at that first pitch. Oh, 1 to the Angels pitcher.
And Noy continues to play very deep out in right field, even with the pitcher at the plate. And a pitcher that does not get too many at bats. He's spent his entire career in the American League.
Yeah, Aoki playing where he normally would play out there. Bases loaded here for the Angels.
He's about 3 strides off the warning track with Wilson at the plate.
Wilson down 2 strikes. And he strikes out. A much needed out for Lohse. 2 down now. Top of the order, and J.B. Shuck. Lohse had a frustrating inning in Pittsburgh on Tuesday. Ended up giving up 5 earned runs, but most of that damage after Aoki failed to make a catch out there for him. The Brewers ended up winning that game. But the statistics for Lohse in that one, almost a little bit misleading.
Yeah, but he'll be the first to tell you that after that fly ball was missed out there, that he didn't make very good pitches and left some pitches up in the zone and really was never able to get it back.
Trying to fight through some frustrating times, that's for sure.
Los has been solid. I mean, for a long stretch of games ever since the end of May. He has been terrific. He's got a 4-1 record since the All-Star break. The Brewers have won his last 13 of 17 starts. So when he's been on the mound, the Brewers have won a lot of games.
That's the bottom line. That's what a pitcher will look for first and foremost. It's not getting the individual win. It's whether the team won that day when you started, keeping your team in it. Much like Marco Estrada battled through yesterday, kept the Brewers in the game. And actually, they battled back for him. He made it through 7 innings, left the game down by a run. And when the 8th inning started, he was the pitcher record for a victory.
Yeah, he started out a bit shaky, but retired the last 12 batters that he faced.
Ball and 2 strikes to Shuck. Great to be Yankee. And he throws him out. So Loesch gets out of a bases loaded 1-out jam. And Marco Estrada and the crew knows how big that was.
And the sports and highlights show you've been waiting for is here. Fox Sports Live, Jay Onright, Dan O'Toole, joined by Donovan McNabb, Gary Payton, Andy Roddick, and Carissa Thompson to bring you everything you need to know about the world of sports. It's Fox Sports Live, nightly on Fox Sports 1. And guys, Wilson is quite a gearhead. He races cars in his free time, wants to be a pro racer after baseball. He runs in club races now. He owns a race team on a professional circuit. There he is with some of his heavy metal. Do you think that he watches West Coast Customs on Fox? I got to believe he's a viewer.
He sure might be. Owns several Porsches, so he's spent his money well on cars, his big interest. He's back out on the hill to face the Brewers in the 2nd inning.
He's had a nice career. I mean, last couple of years he's led the American League in starts. He's been dependable. Big time winner with the Rangers, and his first couple of years with the Angels have been very good.
Yeah, he put together a 16-7 record back in 2011, and that was enough on the free agent market to net him a 5-year, $77.5 million contract with the Angels. Chris Davis batting in the cleanup role for the first time in his major league career, the 8th different Brewer to bat cleanup this season.
Yeah, he's been impressive at the plate. I mean, not only his power. I mean, I already figured he was going to be able to hit some home runs, but the way he's been able to stay back and drive the ball to the opposite field. Young hitter has a pretty good idea at the plate.
Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes against Chris Davis. .321 in the last 29 games. Called strike 3 this time on Chris Davis. So 1 down here. Now let's go to Los Angeles for a Fox Sports 1 game break. All right, Molly, thanks very much. And of course, the Pirates grabbing the first 2 games of that series and playoff-like atmosphere at PNC Park this weekend. No question about that. Brewers were able to inflict some damage on their most recent road trip to the contenders, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, winning 2 out of 3 in each ballpark. Carlos Gomez at the plate now, taps 1 foul.
And the Pirates really taking it to the Cardinals in the first 2 games of that series.
Well,
Shut
sure
them out
did.
the first game and a 7-1 win yesterday.
They acquired Justin Morneau yesterday just before the trade deadline from the Minnesota Twins. Pirates were busy. They got Marlon Byrd and John Buck from the Mets earlier in the week. So they feel like they're tuned up and ready to go. Maybe a fresh start of some veterans. Here's the 2-2 to Carlos Gomez, just missing inside.
Yeah, Wilson's got enough on that fastball to get it inside. He's going to throw about everything at you. Pretty consistent delivery. I mean, nothing really fancy about the delivery, which kind of makes you wonder why he walks so many.
Gomez into right field, the base hit. Cut off by Calhoun. Gomez going for 2. Here's the throw, and he is out. The throw is off the bag, but right on top of Carlos Gomez.
Like Calhoun got to that baseball quickly, and not a bad throw. Got rid of it fast. And a good throw into second base. Yeah, Gomez trying to stretch it, get into scoring position. Not a bad gamble. Given that it's so difficult to run on C.J. Wilson, you try and get into scoring position. That's a nice play out there in right field. And a quick release, pretty good throw, and gets him right on the back of the leg.
Well, remember Gomez's latest injury, battling through a sore knee, trying to get his 100% speed back, and oh so close. Here's Uni Bettencourt with 2 down here in the Brewer half of the second inning. Scoreless game. Game 3 of this interleague series between the Brewers and Angels.
Well, you know, a 100% Carlos Gomez is going to be able to beat that play.
Absolutely.
But, you know, not too many guys can say they're 100% here in September. Just doesn't happen.
That is a good point. Final month of the season underway today.
If you're feeling 100%, you haven't played much. I used to feel great in September.
And you finished your career with the Angels, final 2 seasons. There's Carlos Gomez catching his breath. Bettencourt pops it up. Ibar calls for it and makes the catch. 2 innings in the book. No score. Angels and Brewers. into a double. No scores. We go to the third inning. Zach Manassian, the director of professional scouting, joins us up here in the booth for the Milwaukee Brewers. And a busy summer for you guys, busy home stretch as well. And great to have you up here to talk a little bit about the minor league system and what your job entails. But I guess, Zach, first and foremost here, you guys have picked your player to be named later in that John Axford trade you just pulled off the other day with St. Louis.
Yeah, right-handed reliever Michael Blazek we're pretty excited about. Had a couple scouts see him over the course of the season. He's got a very good arm and pitch in the mid-90s, slider and a curveball. He was in the big leagues with the Cardinals for a little bit this year. And I think we'll be seeing him here soon. So we're excited to add him to the system, and hopefully he can help out the big league club a little bit before the season's over.
Yeah, 36 relief appearances in AA and AAA, a 197 earned run average. Talk about what kind of a pitcher he is. Is he a hard thrower or a control guy?
Yeah, he's got a very good arm. He was a starter throughout his minor league career up until about mid-season of last year. And sometimes what happens with these starters, they go to the bullpen, the velocity picks up a little bit, and he's just taken off and really improved. So you'll see him pitch in the mid-90s, 94, 96. 2 breaking balls that he'll throw at any point, and we're excited about him. We think he's got a chance to develop into a late-inning reliever. So anytime you can add guys pitching those high-leverage innings, it's nice to do so.
Yeah, no question about that. And the September 1st call-ups are already underway. You bring Donovan Hand back today, and I know we expect to see Johnny Hellwig here within the next day or two. Another prospect you got in the deal with the Angels last year, along with Gene Segura for Zach Greinke. Can you talk a little bit about, go back and reminisce a little bit about how that trade went off and how you guys were able to score big as it turned out?
Yeah, it's worked out very well so far, and this stuff, there's so much history with these players. I was actually just talking to Craig Counsell in the suite earlier about, I remember Doug Melvin and I driving to Appleton to watch Jake Odorizzi pitch, and Chris Davis was playing left field, and Scooter Gennett was playing second, and Mike Trout was in center field. I'm sitting next to my boss, and I want to be able to tell him who the prospects are, and sure enough, Gene Segura was hitting third and playing shortstop, and I believe that was in 2010.
Abar hits one, and Carlos Gomez catches up with it for the first out.
And so you develop some history with these guys, and as time goes on, when we traded Alcides Escobar, shortstop was obviously a position of need for the organization. And we talked a lot about Gene in spring training of 2012 and what he could do. And there was a little bit of a focus on him even before we knew Greinke was going to be traded. And I like to try and think of things before they happen. So any way we may be going, I've already thought through it. And he was a guy we paid close attention to, and a guy we keyed in on. And then after that, we identified the Angels, a couple other organizations as possibly key organizations, and we're fortunate enough to have ample amount of coverage on their whole system. And Gene headlined the trade, and we were able to get Johnny and Ariel Pena in there as well. 2 very good arms that I think our development staff's done a great job with so far.
Yeah, there seems to be kind of a trend in baseball where a lot of very young kids are coming up to the big leagues and having a lot of success. I mean, it's not just Milwaukee, it's other teams. I mean, is that something that they're forced to do, or is that something that it's been a shift in a way of going about business?
I think it's somewhat of a shift now.
And Trout in for a triple with 1 out. Hit one all the way to the wall in right field for the Angels, so an instant runner in scoring position for Mike Scioscia's club.
You got Trout, what's he, 22 years old?
Yeah,
Segura 23.
Absolutely.
It wasn't that long ago. You wouldn't see guys that young in the big leagues.
Yeah, I was joking about this a couple weeks ago. Wade Boggs hit 300 in AA and had to repeat the league, and then he went to AAA the year after, hit 300, had to repeat the league again. But nowadays, I think with the economics and how much money you spend on free agents, you're forced to mix in minimum salary young players. So you see a lot of different organizations do that. And then I think also with the amount of media coverage and fan coverage on your minor league systems now, there's a little bit more pressure to get young players up here and have them help right away.
Cole Calhoun dumps one into left. That's going to score Trout easily from third. So the Angels grab a 1-0 lead here against Kyle Lohse and the Brewers in the third inning. Another prospect I want to talk to you about, our Marshfield Clinic shining star, the game today over in Huntsville. Jason Rogers, 22 home runs and 85 RBIs. His RBIs lead the league. and second in the league in home runs as well. Here's somebody that's starting to emerge within your system as well.
Yeah, kind of an under-the-radar guy. He can swing the bat. He's a pretty good athlete, solid first baseman, and everywhere he's gone, he's hit. So it's excited about him. He kind of reminds me a little bit of how Sean Halton came about. Wasn't talked about too much. He can play the outfield. All of a sudden, you look up at the end of the year, and his numbers are right there with other of the top hitters in the league. So he's a guy that we're excited about, and he'll probably get challenged next year and against better competition and just see what he can do.
Now the minor league systems, the leagues, they end today. I guess they have games today, and they're going to be done. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of the Brewers planning on bringing up some other guys from the minor leagues here in September?
Yeah, I think talking to Gord Ash earlier, he had mentioned to me that we will bring some guys up after the game here. It'll probably be announced, and some familiar faces and maybe even a couple new ones. So get some reinforcements here and some young players that I think our fans can be excited to see, and we're obviously excited to see. So we're looking forward to that.
And you know, Johnny Hellwig likely to be one of those, because Ron's already talked about Ron Renicky about going to a 6-man rotation once the Brewers are in their final 20 games, as the Brewers complete the double play. And that'll quickly end the third inning, but the Angels play to run. Zach, appreciate your time and the update on everything going on.
All right, guys, always a pleasure.
Okay, real good. We're going to come right back to Miller Park here. The Brewers going to bat in the third inning, down 1-0.
He wasn't going to get one, obviously, so I went and bought one.
Back here at Miller Park, the Brewers-Angels series will wrap up here today. In our AT&T Twitter poll, we're asking fans to weigh in on which player do you most associate with the Angels. You see the list there, some impressive names: Nolan Ryan, Brian Downing, Chuck Finley, Garrett Anderson, and Bobby Grich. So fans can tweet us at FS Wisconsin. And earlier today, it was a great scene between Brewers fans. Now, Chad McLaughlin and Isaiah, that you see, the 5-year-old there, his mom, Sarah. Chad gave Isaiah a ball when Isaiah, a few weeks ago here at Miller Park, Isaiah desperately wanted to take a ball home. Chad went to the store, bought one for him so he would go home happy. Chad, we caught up with Chad earlier today.
It was just one of those things where a kid wanted a ball, and so you try to help him out, and he wasn't going to get one, obviously, so I went and bought one with 2 innings left in the game.
And what do you remember about his reaction to getting it?
Just awe and happiness, and he was so excited about it, and that's when the game was ending and his family was leaving, so it was one of those short little 5-second things where after that I thought nothing else would happen from it.
Well, the Brewers reunited them here today. They took home some jerseys. Isaiah was really excited and said a day he'll never forget. Craig?
That is awesome stuff, almost like Christmas in July, right? Come to the ballpark.
What a great thing to do, huh?
Absolutely. Teaching everyone a lesson in kindness as well, and spirit of the game displayed by Chad. So great to see that, and great to have him at the ballpark here today. Got to cheer him on and rally the Brewers. They're down 1-0 here in the third inning. Jeff Bianchi playing over at third base today. Ramos Ramirez gets the day off. Day game followed by the night game. The Yankees' first start since August 15th. Ramirez has been playing most every day. Yankee got a lot of time over at third base when Ramirez was on the DL, battling his way back. Played a little bit over at second base as well, but Scooter Gennett has really claimed the starting role there on a daily basis since Ricky Weeks was lost for the season. Playing time tough to come by. Almost surprisingly, because the youngsters have really done so well. They've claimed their playing time.
Right, they have, and they've done well, and the Brewers want to see what they can do. They pretty much have a good understanding of what Bianchi can provide, and that is very good defense no matter where you put him in the infield. Third base, short, second base. He's actually been in the outfield. Scooter Gennett, we just got done talking off camera to Zach Manassian. Everybody is very pleased, not just with his offense, but the way his defense has developed. You know, this year he has really stood out defensively.
So Bianchi waits for Wilson to get set. Full count. Here's the pitch. And again fouled away.
And one thing you can see developing a trend with C.J. Wilson, he loves to pitch inside, regardless of whether it's a left-handed batter or a right-handed batter, pounding the inside part of the plate. And not allowing, trying not to allow hitters to get their arms extended.
Again, the 3-2. And this one slapped into right. Long run. And it's going to fall in for a base hit. And Bianchi is going for three. The ball bobbled down there in the corner by Calhoun. And how about that to start out the third inning? Runner at third base, nobody out.
And the first time that he tried to pitch away from Bianchi in that at bat, and he ends up tripling down the right field line. So yeah, he likes to pound the inside corner. Made a mistake out away from him, lets him get his arms extended. Check it out. Out away from him, Bianchi goes right with it. Good piece of hitting by Jeff. And Calhoun overruns it down in the corner and right, and Bianchi all around to third base with nobody out.
So Bianchi getting his first start in a couple of weeks, comes through in his first at bat with a triple. He's at third for Scooter Gennett, and just the right person to have at the plate, because Gennett at .423 in the month of August. That was the best in the majors during that month, and fights one off and is going to be thrown out by the third baseman Jimenez. Let's check in now with Mark Concannon.
Craig, Sunday, September 15th, the Brewers take on the Reds at 1:10, and every fan will get a Ben Oglivie bobblehead. Compliments of Waukesha Metal Products. Visit Brewers.com for tickets. Guys, it's the last bobblehead giveaway of the season. Got to come get it.
Benji. Are they going to have a bat about twice the size of him?
Boy, he had a big bat, didn't he?
Huge bat. Thin handle, big old head on it, and one of the heaviest bats of any teammate I ever had.
You could visibly see that with Ben Oglivie if you remember him at the plate.
No batting gloves.
He could hit the long ball for the Brewer crew. So could Gorman Thomas. Obviously, it's his bobblehead today.
That's a big out for C.J. Wilson getting Gennett. And he's got the pitcher up. Infield in. Let's see if the Brewers try and put on a play here.
Roche handles the bat pretty well. 152 on the season, couple of RBIs for Loesch. Also has 8 sacrifice bunts.
And that kind of leads you to believe that, you know, Roenicke might be confident in his ability to get the ball down if they put on a squeeze.
Bianchi with the leadoff triple here in the 3rd. Big hack by Loesch, 1-1.
This is one of those chess matches between two buddies. Ron Roenicke, Scioscia, Mike Scioscia. 8 sacrifice bunts leads all Brewers pitchers.
Well, there wasn't a lot of strategy Friday night. It was a one-sided game won by the Angels. Last night, though, a lot of strategy. And he gets the bunt down. Right back at the plate. Bianchi's safe. And we are tied. Wilson thought he had the throw there to Conger, and Scioscia coming out to argue. Loesch coming through. And we are tied 1-1.
Yeah, that's just a good job by Loesch. That wasn't an easy baseball to bunt. That ball was down and in. Check it out. Watch Loesch having to make an adjustment. He drops down the bunt, and it's a very close play at home plate. Looked like he got his foot in there. A high tag from Conger. Right there, bang, bang. I guess you can't really fight the call either way. Throw a little bit high. And you can see Jim Joy, he's right on it. If the throw is a little bit lower, he's going to be out easily, but it wasn't. That'll be a sacrifice, an RBI for Loesch, and a fielder's choice. So Loesch at first base.
And they have changed the scoring on Bianchi's triple. It will be ruled a double and an error on Calhoun out in right field, allowing him to go to 3rd. So that error puts Bianchi in place for that last run, and the Brewers tied up 1-1.
It could have gone either way. Overran it. It looked like the ball took kind of a funny hop and had some spin on it, but really doesn't matter. Bianchi still gets a hit, and Loesch still gets an RBI.
The 3rd of the year for the Brewers starting pitcher. Here's Aoki, who walked to lead off the game.
A pretty good play by C.J. Wilson to get there. He saw him squaring around, but look at the flip, a little bit high over the head of Conger, and that's why Bianchi was able to slide in there safely. Still a close play. Conger tried to block off the plate, but well, it looked like Bianchi got the foot in.
That sure did. Good slide by Bianchi. And a twirling swing and a miss by Aoki. He strikes out. 2nd out here in the 3rd. Now Loesch, Brewer pitcher, still over at first base.
And coming inside once again. We were talking about that. That pitch about 6 inches off the inside corner. The only mistakes that he has made today have come on pitches away.
Here's Gene Segura. Segura rolled into a double play back in the 1st inning. He has 3 singles against his old club. You can imagine he's chomping at the bit here in this final game against the Angels to strike with a little power, perhaps. We talked about how players will take a look at that calendar into the next year and circle a few dates. And you know, at the end of last year, he was circling these dates as the Angels came to Milwaukee to visit his new club. There's a strike that hits the outside corner. This little liner is caught by Ibar. But the Brewers were able to squeeze home Jeff Bianchi. They needed a run. He was at third, and Kyle Lohse, the Brewer pitcher, comes through. And we are tied 1-1 after 3. Brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. Here's a good look at Gorman Thomas's bobblehead. The big giveaway today here at Miller Park. Jeff Bianchi getting a spot start over at third today. A double and an error put him at third, and he came home on a squeeze play to tie the game. So it's 1-1 as we go to the top of the fourth. Kyle Lohse responsible for the RBI here today. So as we like to say, a pitcher helping his own cause.
I mean, you kind of figured that that might happen with the squeeze because how tough C.J. Wilson has been, and you know that big out that he was able to get. Wilson got Jeanette. Well, the chances of getting a base hit out of your pitcher against Wilson in that spot very limited. So you take the gamble, you do the squeeze with a guy that's very good at dropping down bunts.
Here's Hank Conger. Conger flew out to right his first time up. Hit his 7th home run in last night's game. That pinch hit home run turned out to be the difference of the game. High and tight from Lohse. Then we showed you that Gorman Thomas bobblehead. He never played for the Pilots, but in a commemorative way, they put him in that uniform because he was the Pilots' first draft pick back in 1969 and made his major league debut with the Brewers back in '73.
So an honorary Pilots bobblehead.
Correct.
Right. He deserves it.
They were only there one season. And of course, Gorman Thomas 5th on the Brewers all-time home run list with 208. And is around the ballpark an awful lot. I didn't see him today, though. Did you?
No.
Thought he and Jim Gatner were going to come for breakfast one day. Sunday brunch.
Breakfast?
That's what they were talking about. Conger just down to the warning track, and Aoki hauls it in.
Maybe brunch, but not breakfast. Not Gorman. Hey, fans, come out to the ballpark as the Brewers host the Pirates tomorrow through Wednesday. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com. And if you come tomorrow, make sure you stop by the right field pre- and post-game desk to watch Craig and Augie and Sophia in our hot dog eating contest. That's going to benefit the Brewers Community Foundation.
It's going to be a big contest. Each mention makes it a little bit bigger.
I'm really looking forward to it. And they're going to need all the moral support they can get.
Yes, and maybe a little bit more. Jimenez quickly down 2 strikes as you hear Jim Joyce bark out that call.
I'm going to buy all the hot dogs, and I and Brian Anderson individually, both of us, are going to give $10 for every hot dog. And Wave and Michael Vetter, our producer and director, are going to give $10 for every hot dog that is eaten by the 3 of you. And we're going to have a judge to make sure you're not giving hot dogs away. Like, you know, like you come back and say we ate 1,000 hot dogs.
You don't think we'd do that to you?
I think you would. Our pre- and post-game producer, Brad Weimer, is going to be the official judge.
Well, now I'm worried.
And you've got to eat all the bread. You can do anything you can just to choke them down, but they all have to be eaten, every bit.
Is there something to dunking these hot dogs in the bread and water? Nice hot shot picked up by Bianchi for the second out.
You know, I've seen him do that. I've seen him dunk the hot dogs and the bread and everything in water. I think that's disgusting.
There's Brad Weimer, our pre- and post-game producer, caught on camera perhaps for the first time this season. Yeah, he's prepping for the how-to-do list.
Right. It's a big responsibility when you're talking about money out of my pocket.
Romine, Bianchi, good throw by Bianchi, good play. And that will end the 4th inning. Bianchi playing a nice third base, having a good day at the plate. Going to the bottom of the 4th inning at Miller Park. The season of the whiff. For every strikeout across Major League Baseball this year, $1 donation will be made by the MLB Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities, the RBI National Program. And a pitcher for the Brewers strikes out an opposing batter. Fans should tweet the hashtag whiff to @Brewers in order for the tweet to count. Trying to raise a total of $80,000 for the RBI program. So the Brewers in a 1-1 game will send Jonathan Lucroy up to the plate to lead off the 4th. It's going to be Lucroy, Chris Davis, and Carlos Gomez scheduled to bat. C.J. Wilson so far has allowed a run on 2 base hits. Kyle Lohse a run on 6 base hits. Lucroy lined out to first his first time up. Tremendous Saturday night for him with 4 RBIs. We talked about it a little bit, Rock, in our open on Jonathan Lucroy, how this might be becoming his ballpark, maybe a new face of the franchise emerging, as Lucroy hasn't been an all-star yet, but certainly playing like one at this point.
Well, without a doubt, one of the most productive catchers in the major leagues this year, leading the Brewers with 73 RBIs, and he's got his on-base percentage up around 350. Has done everything the Brewers have asked of him after a very slow start this year. Came into play batting .292 today, and at the end of May he was at .208. Well, he has been on a tear.
Now those 69 RBIs, 69 of his 73 have come from the catching position. He draws the walk to open up the 4th inning. That leads all of Major League Baseball from that position. Well, Rock's got a hot dog. So you getting ready for everything?
This is going to be your nemesis tomorrow. I mean, this is going to be. I'm going to eat this one, but I'm hoping that you're going to be at least.
I'm telling you, that's looking pretty good right now. I'm not sure how good it's going to look tomorrow at the end of the game.
In the 8th inning, after you've pounded down 10 of them, but
I might be more like this. But it's for charity. How's it tasting?
Well, the one tastes very good. I don't know how it's going to taste after 10, but very delicious.
It's all about the condiments, though, right? All about the condiments. See, I'm talking to Rock, and he's got his mouth full of hot dogs, so.
I'm doing what I can to help.
You are. Good promotion. Chris Davis steps in with Luke over at first base. Hits it hard, and a good stop by Jimenez, and he retires Davis. Let's check in with Mark Concannon.
Guys, Badger Sports Report, your all-access pass to UW football each week. Head coach Gary Anderson weighs in, see all the highlights, features, interviews to keep you up to date. It's the Badger Sports Report Tuesday at 6, only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Guys, Carlos Gomez about to bat right now, and Carlos having a little fun with his son Yandel before the game today. Yandel, he's just 4 years old. Look at that hack at the plate. Pretty mean cut. I don't know, Brewers scouts might want to see this video. Kind of a youth movement going on with the club. Maybe the draft in 2025. A little advanced scouting report here.
You see that Yandel has, there it is, I was waiting for it. He's always sliding when he's doing all kinds of work with his dad out there. His pants are just as dirty as his dad's. He loves to slide in the grass, the dirt.
Seems like they start out that way when they put them on, right?
I guess so. They never get clean. And Gomez hits it hard left field, and it will carry out of the ballpark for a home run for Carlos Gomez. Number 19 on the season, and his first since August 6th. And the Brewers take the lead, a 2-run pop.
Well, number 19 for Carlos Gomez, our Powerball home run count. Breaking pitch, Gomez waiting back and knocks it out of here to give the Brewers a 3-1 lead. Only the 12th home run allowed by C.J. Wilson this year. A mistake on a breaking pitch, and he paid for it.
19 home runs and 57 RBIs on the season now for Carlos Gomez. Now the Brewers still hitting home runs, but while some of the boppers are spending some time on the DL or out of the lineup, Gomez had a tremendous first half with the home run. So did Gene Segura for the most part. Second half they haven't been as frequent, but Gomez certainly got all of that one. Second deck out in left field. And a good 3-week span between the long ball. Uni Betancourt popped out back in the second inning. Here's another look by Carlos Gomez. He knew it. And his uniform actually looks just like his son's right now.
Yeah, well, sliding into second base, trying to stretch that single into a double. Doesn't take long. Over the Club Goodwill sign out there in the second deck.
So the Brewers once trailed 1-0 and now have rallied for 3 straight against C.J. Wilson. Betancourt to right. Calhoun waiting for it. And there are 2 down. Let's take a look at the swing comparison, Ron. Oh, yeah. That's a home run right there.
Now, I think that the little kid has a much more still head than Gogo. Because Gogo loses his helmet just about every other swing.
Now, there was a lot of similarities between the 2 Gomez swings.
Where do you think the kid gets it, right?
That's right.
That's great. What a great opportunity for the kids of these players to come out on the field and take some hacks with Dad. It's so difficult, you know, during the summer. The guys are away half the time and they miss family and the family misses them. And it's great that the Brewers allow them to bring the kids out and spend some time at the ballpark together.
How much of that went on, Rock, during your days? You know, Billy went on to a good high school career, played some college baseball as well, ended up getting drafted by the Brewers as well. How much time were you guys able to spend together during summers?
Unfortunately, I wasn't in the big leagues long enough to allow him to go out there and play catch with me. He was about 2 years old when I was done. But no, I get it. There was a lot of players even back in those days when I was with the Brewers and Angels where they could bring the kids around and let them run around. They always had the father, son, daughter game. They still have that.
They still have
family
that.
day at
You
the
bet.
ballpark here, and
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bianchi, who doubled and ended up scoring the Brewers' first run in the 3rd inning, back in there with 2 down. Good battle with C.J. Wilson at the plate. Pops this one up shallow right. And Romine takes care of it for the final out. But Carlos Gomez swinging a big heavy bat just like his son. A 2-run home run. And Milwaukee now owns a 3-1 lead as we head to the 5th inning. Miller Park. We go to the 5th inning, and the Brewers a 3-1 lead over the Angels. And Kyle Osh now working with the lead for the first time here this afternoon. And he faces C.J. Wilson, the Angels pitcher, to lead off the Angels half of the 5th.
You know, if I had Dwayne in the contest, I'd have to take out a loan.
I'm thinking you're right on that.
Dwayne spends about 3.5 hours in the press dining room every day before the game. But just picks. He just nibbles. He kind of grazes. He doesn't really go for the full out, attack.
That's the advice he gave me before we went on the air. He said, just pace yourself tomorrow.
Have 3.5 hours. You know that,
got
right?
8 innings. Indeed. Our Charter Cable high-speed pitch for C.J. Wilson at 92, Loesch at 90 today. They're facing each other here to start out the 5th inning. I'm going to treat this like Thanksgiving Day tomorrow.
Good idea.
Where you just eat from beginning to end.
Does that include the nap right after?
I'm telling you right now, it is going to be there.
If you have any problems whatsoever, afterwards, I'll be more than happy to help you with the post game.
Well, that's good to know.
Really, I mean, if you're, I know how you can get when you overeat.
Well, this is not the way that Kyle Osh wanted to start out this 5th inning. That's for sure. Walking the pitcher, C.J. Wilson. So now J.B. Shuck, top of the order, and he's got a runner aboard. Shuck 0 for 2 in today's game so far. But again, among the league leaders in many offensive categories for American League rookies.
There's a good pitch right on the outside corner, looking to get Shuck to roll over on it. Not a lot of experience over at first base for C.J. Wilson. Don't have to worry too much about him trying to take the extra base.
To Jeanette, let's see if they can get 2. Segura's relay is in time for the double play.
I'm not sure Mike Scioscia real excited about the way C.J. Wilson went into second. Tried to break up the double play. You got to tip your hat to him. He went in there hard trying to break it up and ended up in a pile at second base. And watch him go into second base, and he's doing his best to break it up, and an easy double play. So Loesch able to get his ground ball and get 2 for the price of 1.
Well, that's what he needed after walking the pitcher to start out the inning. You saw the frustration on his face as Wilson was trotting down to first base. Now 2 down, base is empty for Ibar. And he pops one up. And it's going to turn out to be a nice, clean, easy inning for Kyle Loesch after all. 5.5. It's 3-1 Milwaukee. Labor Day, it's the Pirates in town for the first of 3. Tyler Thornburg going to be on the hill getting a start tomorrow. We should see a lot of Tyler Thornburg between now and the end of September. Then it's Yovani Gallardo and Willie Peralta to finish up on Wednesday afternoon. And the Pirates, of course, in a battle with St. Louis for first place. And we got a lot of excitement building up for the hot dog eating contest tomorrow. Yeah. It's already begun.
You might want to think about getting some exercise before tomorrow.
Now let me ask you this. You've already downed 1 hot dog today. How do you feel after 1 hot dog?
I know I could eat a lot more.
All right. Yeah, I think we could have. Actually, you know, Rock, you could be a last-minute entrant.
I can. I got to do the game.
But you can, you can pace yourself.
I can't eat hot dogs and do it.
You could eat a hot dog like you do a lot of times here in between commercial breaks, and no one knows it.
I did eat that one. It was good.
Yeah, I know it.
You know, tomorrow's Labor Day. You're going to feel like you're in labor tomorrow.
Man, I'll tell you what, Rock is on fire the last couple of days since this has all been his idea. Here's Scooter Gennett to lead off the Brewer half of the 5th. They have a 3-1 lead. All I did yesterday is say our statistician Mike Faulkner probably wouldn't be available to us on Monday because of Dollar Hot Dog Day, because I think he wants to be in the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, I just can't, I can't afford him, because I know he can pound some hot dogs.
That's right.
Who can? I mean, who doesn't like a hot dog?
It's the American way.
Yep. And it seems like they taste a lot better at the ballpark, don't they?
They do.
I mean,
no doubt.
They just don't taste the same when you're grilling them at home. But you're at the ballpark watching a game, throwing down a beverage. Nothing like it.
C.J. Wilson quickly ahead, 2 strikes to Scooter Gennett. Misses ball 1.
I think Conger thought he had strike 3.
And Gennett strikes out. So the first down of the 5th inning. And let's take a look at our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game, and we'll take you back to the 3rd inning. Kyle Lohse at the plate in the squeeze in order, and Jeff Bianchi scores on the high throw. So Lohse gets it done. That plated Milwaukee's first run of the game.
Trying to do something out of the ordinary to get a run on the board with the pitcher up, and executing beautifully is Kyle Lohse, his 9th sacrifice of the year, and this time driving in a run.
Outside 1-1 now to the Brewer pitcher. Well, starting with Lohse, the Brewers have battled back after trailing 1-0. Ground ball to Jimenez. And there are 2 down. Let's go down to Los Angeles for a Fox Sports 1 game break. All right, Molly, thanks very much. Here at Miller Park, the Brewers with a 3-1 lead, trying to avoid the sweep of the Angels. And the Pirates, after winning the first 2 games against the Cardinals in that series, mustering just 2 hits. That one's still going on in the 6th inning, though. Here's Nori Aoki. Again, Pittsburgh will be in here tomorrow. Aoki gets the bunt down. Wilson, nice play. And underhands to his first baseman, Trumbo.
Here at Miller Park, and come out to the ballpark for the Brewers Red Series Friday, September 13th through Sunday the 15th. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com.
All right, Kyle Lohse and the Brewers are set for the 6th inning. Mike Trout set to lead off for the Angels. He had his 9th triple of the season back in the 3rd inning. Triple leads the American League, those 9 triples. Guy can do it all.
Yes, he can. 5-tool player for sure.
A double and a triple in this game so far for Mike Trout, and he has scored the Angels' only run.
A nice curveball, took a lot off of it. 73 miles an hour to get Trout out in front. And Kyle Lohse, can't say enough about what he has meant to this Brewers starting rotation. He has provided everything that the Brewers wanted when they picked him up. Good leadership qualities. He's been able to put together some strong outings, and more importantly, the Brewers have won 13 of his last 17 starts, and when it comes right down to it, that's all that matters.
Well, he kept himself in real good shape in March, but did not sign with the Brewers as Trout singles into left field. Lohse did not sign with the Brewers until just before the regular season began, final week of spring training, and struggled out of the gates to a 1-6 record. Some of that lack of run support as well, but since then has been pitching very well. And Rock, a lot of players will also say, oh, this guy has really stepped up inside the clubhouse as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, here's a guy that has been around a lot of winning when he was with the Cardinals, and transformed himself as a pitcher. He learned a new pitch, and it really turned his career around. And that type of experience invaluable to this young pitching staff.
So Trout with a leadoff single, and now it's Cole Calhoun. It's interesting, you've got the youngsters like Peralta, Thornburg getting the start tomorrow, what Brandon Kinsler has done even out of the bullpen, but even the young position guys, Schaefer, Gendel, Jeanette, those guys will also be some of the first to say how he's helped them make those adjustments.
He walks that fine line between knowing when to have that intensity, and he has that work ethic, but on the by the same token knows when to have fun, let your hair down a little bit, enjoy the game while it's going on. And you only learn that when you have won a lot in your career and you have experience. Good way of understanding when to loosen things up. That's Kyle Lohse.
Lohse, 34 years old, 28th start of the season today for Milwaukee. Under contract through the 2015 season. Good change of pace. 1-2 now to Calhoun.
He's got them all working for him today so far. He's given up to 7 hits, but he's only allowed the 1 run. He's been able to make the pitches when he's needed them. Change up, the curve ball, the cutter. He's always got that cutter working for him. And working around the perimeter of the strike zone. Throwing a lot of off-speed pitches to this young Angels lineup.
And keeping a close eye on Trout over at first. He leads this Angel team with 29 stolen bases.
And part of being a good base stealer is knowing perhaps when to run on an off-speed pitch, a breaking ball. This might be a curveball situation, and those are the pitches that you want to take off on.
To Bianchi, to Segura, and the relay in time. Another double play by Milwaukee's defense behind Kyle Lohse.
Yeah, how about the 5 to 6 to 3 double play? You have the shift on, and I'll tell you, Segura can improvise out there in the infield as well as anybody. Check it out. I mean, here's your shortstop up the middle. Bianchi has confidence in him getting there. He throws it before he's on the bag, and Segura with the odd play, actually like his second baseman. I guess his second base days helped him in that play.
2 double plays turned by Milwaukee's infield in this game. And just that fast 2 down for Mark Trumbo. And the base is empty at a 3-1 game. Trumbo singled back in the second inning and also grounded into one of the double plays back in the third. The last 3 seasons, Kyle Lohse has won 39 ball games to only 19 defeats. Here's the 2-2. And it's slap foul. Let's take a listen to home plate umpire Jim Joyce. You can hear him bark out the strike call. Very definitive.
Yep, he does it every single time. Jim Joyce, known as one of the best umpires in the big leagues.
Another hot shot to Bianchi and a long throw. Retires Trumbo. Afternoon, so the mini wieners are getting all set for the relay, the tag off, and you never know how this one's going to end. It's always close at the tag, and someone always jumps out in front, as the chorizo does, but the chorizo slows up, and oh, it's time for the hot dog to win this one. Great fun here on a Sunday afternoon at Miller Park. So the Brewers go to bat now in their half of the 6th inning. Gene Segura set to lead off. Brewers out in front 3-1. Segura on the afternoon, not a lot of success at the plate at all. Grounded into a double play and lined out to Ibar, the shortstop, his last time up back in the 3rd inning. Wilson has allowed only 3 Brewer base hits in this game, and 2 walks. Big difference, though, is Carlos Gomez's 2-run home run that came back in the 4th inning. Segura's production is slowed up a bit here in the second half of the season. He was on a torrid pace in his first big league season. Hot shot over to third. Jimenez, nice stop, and there's your first out.
And did you notice the Clemens sausage race today? They had a little bit of a quick giddy up from the little weenies. The chorizo. Now watch Martin Maldonado. Watch him. Tell him to go. So you know you can't blame the kid. He's just doing what Maldonado's telling. What would you do if Martin tells you to go?
I'd go.
Yeah, you got to go.
You know, the players down there, they love the 6th inning. This never gets old to them down there. They placed their little bets, their friendly wagers, and obviously Maldonado had the chorizo here because he got the.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah. A little slow to finish.
Got to play by the rules.
What goes around comes around,
yeah,
right?
But the hot dog won. It's a big day for the hot dogs.
It is. Hot dog had to win. It's a big tune-up for tomorrow. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. Walked back in the 4th. This will be a new kind of strategy for the Brewers Live pregame tomorrow, is how to prep for the big eating contest. I have a feeling Augie's been in a few of those contests. I just have a feeling.
Like pie eating contests, those types of things.
Yeah.
You know, Augie's up for anything, really.
He is. He is. There's no doubt about that. Luke lines out to Jimenez. 2 down quickly for C.J. Wilson out on the hill.
Yeah, Augie's the guy that goes down the water slides when you guys are at the Dells and those types of things. The Powerball home run leaderboard. We have a new leader on the board after the Gomez home run today, giving the Brewers a 3-1 lead. Number 19 of the year. A well spread out home run offense for the Brewers. You know, not one guy with the big home run totals, but still the Brewers 4th in the National League in home runs.
It's pretty impressive. A lot of guys have stepped up, including Davis. Broken bat, though, on a line out to Jimenez, who had a busy 6th inning. please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. And it's also hot dog eating contest time coming up pretty soon. Michael Gonzalez now takes over for Kyle Lohse as we go to the top of the 7th inning here at Miller Park. He'll do his part to preserve a 3-1 Brewer lead at this point. So Lohse goes 6 strong innings, gives up just 1 run to the Angels, and Gonzalez making appearance number 66 on the season.
Yeah, last pitched on Wednesday against the Pirates. 2/3 scoreless. He gave up a hit. And Gonzalez with some left-handers coming up. You got the switch hit, couple of switch hitters, and you got Jimenez, the right-handed batter, in between them.
So Conger now moves over to the right side. 0 for 2 from the left side in this game. Conger, an 091 hitter from the right side, and he just bloops a single to start out the 7th inning. Time now to look at our Ho Chunk Gaming Text the Broadcast question. And I have a feeling I know what this is going to be about. Kyle from Waterford wants to know, will the contest tomorrow, the hot dog eating contest, be eaten plain, or will they have condiments?
You're going to have to answer that one.
I'm going with your advice. I want this to taste good as long as we're going to do it, so I'm going with condiments.
I have never been in a food eating contest, but I have watched them on television, and the big key to success, from what I understand, is changing up the flavors. You put, ketchup on one, you put, mustard on another, maybe, a combination.
All right, we'll explore that, and a pitching change is going to be made here at Miller Park as well. We're coming right back.
Weekday afternoons, kids 14 and under and seniors 60 and over can save up to 50% on tickets. For details, call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com. But everybody's a kid when they come to the ballpark, guys.
Absolutely, especially here on Sunday afternoon. So Rob Wooten now set to take over on the hill as Michael Gonzalez gives up a leadoff single to Conger. Conger only his 3rd hit as a right-handed batter.
Gonzalez left one up in the strike zone, and now Wooten is on with a man on base. He got hit pretty good his last time out against the Angels on Friday. Gave up 2 runs in an inning of work. That included 3 hits. But other than that, he's been very good.
Here's Jimenez to face Wooten. Well, yesterday it was the Brewers rallying in their half of the 7th inning to take the lead from Los Angeles. And now the Angels threatening here in their half of the 7th. They trail 3-1. Kyle Loach pitching a very good game today. And this one finds the hole and into left for a base hit. So the first two reach now against the Brewer relievers.
Bottom of the order setting the table, and you never want to see that. Top of the order is tough enough without allowing the bottom half. So you figure Romine is going to be up there to bunt, or at least you might think he will. And with the pitcher's spot on deck, you figure that Mike Scioscia may go to the bench.
Romine steps in. He singled back in the second inning. Officially 1 for 2. Right now Wilson in the on deck circle for the Angels.
They drop down the bunt, get the tying run into second base. And you're probably going to see Wilson be called back for a pinch hitter. We'll see. See what they elect to do with the infield coming in for the Brewers. Angels might elect to allow Romine to swing away. Brewers have a guy out there, if he does swing away, that he can get a ground ball. Wooten with a pretty good sinker.
Again, he squares to bunt, and he pulls it back. So 2-0 the count for Romine. Donovan Hand, who was just called up today, September 1 call-ups from AAA, is now quickly getting loose in that Brewer bullpen. And Romine again squares to bunt, and it's ball 3. We're starting to fall in some dangerous territories here in the 7th inning. 2 already aboard. No out and a 3-0 count to Romine.
Just trying to give himself up, and Wooten not able to throw strikes. Not much you can do without throwing the ball over the plate.
Here's the 3-0, and it's in for a strike.
Now this is where the Angels might elect to forget about the bunt and allow him to swing away on a 3-1 count. You figure Wooten going to try and lay one in there to allow him to bunt. Wants to throw a strike, and Romine might get a good pitch to hit.
Let's see what he's got in store at the plate. Squares to bunt again, gets it down. Wooten will have to go to first quickly and retires Romine for the first out, and the runners advance to second and third. And Wilson will be called back now. And it looks like Josh Hamilton's going to step out onto that on deck circle.
Well, the Brewers do have first base open, and should they elect to be careful with Hamilton, they can allow him, just put him on and pretty much waste him for the day. But then you have to deal with the top of the order. Certainly don't want to get beat by Josh Hamilton.
Well, he proved that last night. Sore shoulder or not, he came up with a double to start that 9th inning rally, and they're not wasting any time here. They're going to put him on.
Why mess around throwing to him? And you got the youngster Shuck up and coming up, and he's already grounded into a double play today.
Hamilton has not started in the field in this series because of a sore shoulder. He can swing, there's no doubt about that. He's been used primarily as their designated hitter. Can't do it in this series, however. And so now Hamilton will trot down to first base. That'll load him up with one down in the top of the order now in J.B. Shuck.
So Mike Scioscia burns his best pinch hitter. The Brewers had first base open, just put him on. They set up the double play. Now it could be very well that Hamilton might stay in the ball game and go into the outfield. Who knows? That's best case scenario for Ron Roenicke, just walking him.
First pitch, a strike from Wooten. Shuck grounded into a double play his last time up back in the 5th. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Grounded right down the first baseline, fair ball and past Betancourt. 2 runs are going to come home. The 3rd runner's being waved around, and the Angels will grab the lead as Hamilton scores. And it's now a 4-3 ball game.
It hit the bag. How about that for bad luck? Betancourt was there and hit the bag and hopped right over his glove. Boy, the Angels, everything going their way on this road trip. And Shuck out in front, rolls over on it, right down the line. Looked like Betancourt was going to be able to get the out. 1 run would have scored. But watch the baseball hit the bag and come up on Betancourt. Not able to get to it, and Shuck able to clear the bases with a double. Wow. Everything going the way of the Angels in this series.
Well, the Brewer relievers generally produce today. They're having a tough time here in the 7th inning. Started with Gonzalez coming in relief of Loesch. Faced 1 batter, gave up a base hit. Conger, an 091 hitter from the right side, and was able to start this inning against Gonzalez. Then Wooten came in and gave up a single. And then they had to intentionally walk Hamilton, and now Shuck's 3 RBI double. And it's 4-3 Los Angeles.
Yeah, 2 games in this series. The 7th inning has been a rough one for the Brewers pitching staff. On Friday, they gave up a 4 spot, and they've already given up 3 in this inning.
Two balls and a strike to the Angels shortstop. Two and two now to Ibar. Well, win or lose, this Brewer team is going to be happy to say goodbye to the American League. They have had a rough season in interleague play. And Wooten picks up the strikeout. Much needed right there. 2 down.
He went with a split-fingered fastball and was able to get the strikeout. There you see the grip. There you see the movement, and Ibar way out in front over the top of it.
Mike Scioscia's Angels have had a lot of success in interleague play since 2000. Look at their record, 153 and 100. The Brewers this year just 6-13.
Another intentional walk issued by Milwaukee. And you walk Trout, you get Calhoun. Calhoun's had a nice series.
As has J.B. Shuck, and he came through with that 3 RBI double. Sometimes you can push the right buttons, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And in this series, it's worked out for Mike Scioscia.
And sometimes you hit the ball hard, you make it out. Sometimes you hit a weak roller, hit the bag, and get a bases clearing double. That's the way it goes.
Not going Ron Roenicke's way in this series, that is for sure.
No.
2 intentional walks in this 7th inning.
And you know, he doesn't look like it, but you know it's just bugging him, allowing the Angels and Mike Scioscia to take it to his ball club. Of course, this one's not over. There's plenty of time, but so far the Angels have had their way.
First pitch, a strike into Cole Calhoun. Calhoun a single and an RBI so far in this one. He's also grounded into a double play. The inning began with a 3-1 Milwaukee lead, and they trail right now 4-3. A lot of back and forth over the last 2 ball games between these two. Kind of been a tough series to be a pitcher. Last 2 games especially.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth.
Well, the Angels are a group of hitters that are tough outs. They don't strike out much, and they make you work. Put the ball in play. Well, they struck out a couple of times today. Put the pressure on the defense, and kind of always been that way, even back in the old days, back in the David Eckstein days.
Mike Scioscia's Angels won the World Series back in 2002. Of course, Ron Roenicke on that staff back then. Two have been together a long time, go way back to when they were drafted. And this one shot into the gap, and it's going to fall in and go over the fence for a ground rule double. So that'll save Milwaukee a run here, fortunately. A 5-3 game as they'll make Trout go back to third base. But an RBI double in the books for Calhoun. And again, talk about punching the right buttons. It works out one more time.
Right. Well, you walk Josh Hamilton intentionally. Shuck comes up with a bases loaded double to clear the bases. You walk Trout, and now Calhoun with the double. So the big boys, you take the bat out of their hands, and then the young kids, they come up and get the job done.
A 3 RBI game for Cole Calhoun. And another pitching change here in the 7th. Baseball Club. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. Another pitching change here at Miller Park in the 7th inning. It has been a rough 7th inning for Brewer relief pitchers. 4 runs in so far. Now Donovan Hand trying to end it to get the final out.
Yeah, called up today from AAA Nashville. 20 games, a 3-1 record. And a .393 earned run average. The control pitcher, Hand with a sinker and a slider. And he will flip up that slow curveball.
And he faces Mark Trumbo. Runners at second and third for the Angels. Rob Wooten had a tough go of it, 2/3 of an inning. And he's allowed 3 runs so far. The 2 out on the base paths are still his responsibility.
Man, his last 2 outings have not gone very well.
Center field hit pretty well. Gomez going back and makes the catch. So it finally ends, but the Angels plate 4 and grab a 5-3 lead. And now it's time for God Bless America.
Major League Baseball, as we honor our great nation with the singing of God Bless America, led this afternoon by Bob Kozlowski from the Brewers Guest Relations Department. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Have to answer again here, down 5-3. Earlier this weekend, we take a look at some of the best moments, and today we take a look at some of the players that you associate most with the Angels. 36% of the vote went to pitcher Chuck Finley. Another split there, Garrett Anderson, longtime left fielder for the Angels, and thanks to Rock, also a former Angel. We will have our hot dog eating contest tomorrow. Now, guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Sonia Thomas, but they call her the Black Widow. And she's about my size, guys. She can take down like 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes. So, Sean, I'm coming for you.
Wow, 40.
And she's Sophia's size.
Well, you know what that means. She put it out there.
Hey, I'm telling you, I hope you all eat 15, 20 hot dogs each. Really. I think it'd be a great thing, all for charity. And that will pay to get your stomachs pumped.
may have to if Sophia's got 40 as the target right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for Jerry and I if she's thinking 40. Wow. Wendy's at the plate as Carlos Gomez, a single and a 2-run home run in this game. 40.
The Black Widow.
The Black Widow. That's kind of an intriguing nickname there. Don't want to relate that to a hot dog eater, but I guess we're going to have to tomorrow.
All right.
Corey Rasmus now the new pitcher for the Angels.
And Rasmus pitched on Friday. He pitched a scoreless inning, a couple of strikeouts.
And Gomez foul tip caught by the catcher Conger, so he strikes out. First out here in the 7th inning. Well, a lot of the air was out of the sails, if you will, in that top of the 7th inning. 3 Brewer relievers, and the Angels pound out 4 runs. So they started from behind, and now they're ahead 5-3.
That's always been a point of contention in an area of the game where Ron Roenicke, you just kind of figure out what to do if he doesn't get 7 out of his starter. He's very comfortable with Kinsler and Henderson at the end of the ball game. But that 7th inning has been a sore spot from time to time for the Brewers.
Betancourt hits it hard, but Trout is going to catch up to it. And quickly 2 down here in the Brewer half of the 7th. Well, the other thing is, Rock, they played so well on the road against contending teams in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, winning 2 out of 3 in each of their ballparks. They were playing well coming into this series.
Yes, they were. A lot of confidence and playing some very good ball clubs, playing them tough. And although, you know, the Angels come in here on a roll. I mean, they have had a tremendous road trip, a 10-game road trip, and they've only lost once. They head back to Anaheim after today's game.
There's Figaro warming up in the Brewer bullpen. Bianchi to center field, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Rasmus. Gomez, a big 2-run home run for the Brewer Crew, gave him a 3-1 lead. But then J.B. Shuck and company going to work. He had a 3-run double in the 7th. Kyle Loesch was cruising through 6 and left the ball game after the 6th inning. And all the damage by the Angels came in the 7th against 3 Brewer relievers. So it's 5-3. The Angels over Milwaukee right now as we go to the 8th inning. And don't forget, coming up After the ball game on Brewers Live post game, we'll have our instructional and talking about that bullpen a little bit. Jerry Augustine visiting with Marcus Hanel, the bullpen catcher, talking about what goes on out in the Brewer bullpen during the game. Kind of a mystery at times, and it's fun to get the inside scoop. Marcus Hanel, big Badger football fan, and the Badgers had a big opening victory yesterday for their new head coach Gary Anderson.
Yeah, UMass ran all over him, didn't they?
45-0. So congratulations to Gary Anderson. He's been at the ballpark here this summer, turning right into a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah.
So good to see. There's Hank Conger. Conger got things going in that 4-run 7th inning. He's back on the left side of the plate, though. Switch hitter. He was responsible for the win yesterday and responsible for the rally here today, as they remain active in that bullpen for the Angels.
De La Rosa.
De La Rosa.
Yep, he came into yesterday's ball game in the 8th inning and picked up a win.
So the New Look Pirates are going to be in tomorrow for the first of 3 games, and Brewers proved to them last week in Pittsburgh that they were not going to roll over. And the shift working out pretty well. Jeanette throws out Conger.
Yeah, the big shift, a much easier play for Jeanette. He was right to him and able to get the out.
Eugene Segura can't help but that quick footwork. He is going to be all over the place, shift or not, isn't he?
Right.
How many times have we seen him, even from his regular shortstop position, make plays on the first base side of second base?
A lot. Great range. Great range, good balance, good throwing arm. And we've been watching that all year. Has been very consistent.
This one right back at hand, backhanded by Jeanette. Strong throw. What a play. This one may have tipped off of Donovan Hand.
Yeah, that guy can play some second base.
My goodness.
He makes that play as well as anybody. Up the middle on the backhand and a good sidearm flip over to first base. And check it out. Nice soft hands. Gets up and able to put it right on the bag and getting Jimenez at first base. Well, he has been a big surprise defensively. Everybody knew he could hit. He's always been able to hit, but defense was an issue for him, but he's worked at it and he's become a good one.
He showed pretty good range and a stronger arm, I think, than a lot of people thought he might at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Began early as a shortstop when he was drafted, but quickly moved over to second base, and that's kind of been his spot. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. Versatility usually is good for you, but he's trying to craft that position.
Well, it didn't seem like he's having any issues, getting acquainted with second base. He turns the double play very well, and that's the biggest adjustment when you move from short to second. That double play, that turn with your back to first base is a tough adjustment for a lot of guys, but he's been over there a while now and does a very good job at turning the double play. Hangs right in there.
Romine now batting with 2 down. He had a base hit back in the second inning.
called. Strike 3 as Donovan Hand comes in and does the job. It's that final out in the 7th, and then a 1-2-3 8th inning for the Brewers. See if they can get the rally caps going.
The series sweep against the Angels. Telly Hughes, Jerry Augustine getting you set for Brewers Live post game, and the Angels once again, Jerry, getting some clutch hitting by J.B. Shuck, but Kyle Lohse really set the tone early in this game, pitching 6 solid innings.
Yeah, he came back after last outing where he struggled a little bit after 4 innings. Threw the ball very well, was in command of all his pitches, pitched very well, was aided by 3 double plays.
Yes, and we'll have more on Kyle Lohse's day. We'll also hear from Ron Renicky coming up in Brewers Live postgame. We'll get inside the clubhouse, and we will also preview the upcoming series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And we'll also get Augie ready for the big hot dog eating contest coming up tomorrow. Craig and Rock.
What's he going to be doing between now and the end of the game to get ready for the hot dog eating contest? He's finding maybe Gorman's Grill out right behind where they are doing the shows today.
I'm not sure how you prepare for that. I'm not sure you have to do anything, do you?
I think you got to keep that stomach stretched out. I think that's what I've heard. Consensus. You heard condiments. I heard keep that stomach stretched out.
I think both. I think you do both of those things. Just come in with a good attitude and have a good time and eat until you can't eat anymore.
Thanksgiving in September. That's what I'm going to be calling it.
Right. It's Labor Day. Have a good time. You deserve to.
You got to trick your mind into that a little bit.
Right.
Scooter Gennett leads off the Brewer half of the 8th. De La Rosa on the mound for the Angels. And he can't find the strike zone. 3-0 to start out against Gennett. Scooter showing off that glove in the ball game here. 0 for 2 at the plate. He came into this game hitting safely in 20 of his last 22 ball games. What an August he put together. Best batting average in the month in the majors. Hitting well over 400 for Gennett. And he draws a walk. So a good start for the Brewers here in the 8th inning.
That first base runner for the Brewers since the Carlos Gomez home run back in the 4th inning. The Angels had retired 11 in a row.
The 3rd walk drawn against Angels pitching by Milwaukee. They have only 3 hits in this game. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, comes out to have a chat with De La Rosa in his infield. And Ramos Ramirez will come in to pinch hit.
Well, if you're going to use him, now's the time to use him. If you're thinking about why use him now, because this is the bottom of the order. You don't pinch hit for anybody at the top of the order, so you certainly don't want to lose a game by 1 run and keep Ramirez on the bench and don't use him. So now's your shot.
Ramirez batting .259 since coming off the disabled list, but has hit 4 home runs and driven in 11 RBIs. Played very well this past week on the road, where he hit 2 home runs and drove in 5 runs. Feeling much better about his play in the last couple of weeks especially. First pitch bounces in, ball 1.
De La Rosa has not thrown a strike.
Right.
Well, so if you're Ramirez, do you take a pitch, you take a strike, or do you hope that he throws one right down the middle and tie her up?
Get her going, right?
Yeah.
And it's high and tight, 2-0. So 6 consecutive pitches, 6 consecutive balls. Brewers only down 2 runs. There's a strike. First strike thrown by De La Rosa since he's come in. Conger has the sign set. Here comes De La Rosa's 2-1. And a high strike called. Ramirez didn't like it.
Yeah, it looked like he thought it was up in the strike zone right at the top. Anything over the belt normally not called a strike. That one around the letters. And he gets a call.
So 2-2. And Ramirez fouls one back. And Ramirez obviously trying to do his best to finish up strong. It has been rough since spring training for him to stay healthy. And of course, he's under contract through next year to be the Brewer third baseman. Want to show the club and himself he'll be ready to go. High fly ball, center field. Trout coming in, long run. And the right fielder, Calhoun, calls him off at the last second to make the catch.
I tell you, Trout went a long way for that baseball. That was a relatively routine play for Cole Calhoun. Trout calling it. Normally the center fielder has the right of way, but Calhoun, I'm not sure what happened there, but somebody caught it. That's the main thing.
One down here in the 8th for Nori Aoki. Jeanette over at first. He drew a leadoff walk. And Aoki slaps it into center field. The base hit. Jeanette, big turn at second. He will hold there as the throw comes in from Trout. So first and second for the Brewers. Only one down here in the 8th inning.
That first pitch to Aoki, and he bangs it into center field. Well, De La Rosa didn't want to fall behind in the count. Aoki expecting a pitch to hit, and he got it. And middle in, Aoki pulls the hands in and fights it off into center field. And down by 2 runs. A good decision by Jeanette to stay at second.
Trout, of course, has a very good arm. Now Gene Segura, who's 0 for 3. This might be his last chance to scorch his old team.
High and tight to Segura.
Well, a couple of runners on. The Brewers got Jim Henderson now throwing in the bullpen. Figueroa's been up. He's ready to go. A long ball, and you'll see Henderson in the ninth. That's what Ron Renick's hoping for. There they are.
Segura did not hit a home run in the month of August. A good stop by Conger. Holds the runners.
Conger pretty quick behind home plate. And watch the throwing hand. He just kind of hangs it out there and making sure that it just smothers it, but jumps up to make sure runners don't advance. Blocking the baseball is only half the battle. You block it, then you got to get up and get it.
De La Rosa's had a hard time throwing strikes in this inning. Segura waits the 2-0 pitch. And it's low. 3-0. This may be the last batter that De La Rosa faces here in this inning. If Segura has some success, he's in the driver's seat. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 aboard, 1 down here in the Brewer half of the 8th. And he looks at strike 1. There's De La Rosa and Jean Segura. Trying to get into each other's minds. And he walks him. Ball 4. The bases are now loaded.
I don't think there's any chance that Mike Scioscia can keep De La Rosa in the ball game. Just has not been able to throw strikes. He's thrown 16 pitches, only 6 strikes. And here he comes. Looks like Scioscia is going to make a double switch.
Well, Jonathan Lucroy is going to be the Brewer batter here with the bases loaded, and he came through in the clutch a couple of times in yesterday's ball game. And he'll face a new pitcher. And we'll talk about it when we come back to Miller Park. inning, Mike Scioscia went off another double switch. Grant Green comes in to play second base. And out on the hill, it's going to be Frieri.
You see his numbers, 57th appearance. He picked up his 29th save of the year last night against Milwaukee. 29 out of 33, and Mike Scioscia bringing him on with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 8th inning. So a multiple inning save, or a save opportunity for Frieri, who's had a terrific year, the former San Diego Padre reliever.
Well, Mike Scioscia has gotten a workout when it comes to strategy and double switches and all the things that are responsible more on the National League side in this really in this entire series. He's done a nice job. Can't argue that. So bases loaded, full of Brewers right now. Scooter Gennett, Nori Aoki, and Gene Segura. Jonathan Lucroy with 4 RBIs in yesterday's game. Well, he came through with two RBI hits and also got a rally going with 2 outs and a run scoring inning for Milwaukee yesterday.
Now, Brewers have great speed on the bases. Now, Lucroy able to find a gap, and pretty good chance Segura is going to be able to score.
Jonathan Lucroy with 2 career grand slams, both coming last year. First pitch, a strike to Jonathan Lucroy.
Kind of a herky-jerky delivery for Frieri. He's got good velocity with some good movement on it. He'll throw a breaking pitch. And it's been a nice surprise for this Angels team.
Lucroy fights one off. Quickly down 2 strikes. Good numbers with runners in scoring position. This season alone, 56 RBIs. Lucroy's last home run was a walk-off against Aroldis Chapman here at Miller Park back on August 16th. Fights another one off to the right side.
He's always been a very good 2-strike hitter because of his approach. A lot of his damage comes into center field and the right, particularly in these spots.
That's our situation here at Miller Park. Brewers on the bases for Jonathan Lucroy. Frieri on the hill for the Angels. He's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes to Jonathan Lucroy with 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. One and 2. Lucroy and the Brewers would like nothing but to pay back the Angels after last night's tough 9th inning loss to Los Angeles. Brewers were an out away from a win, and the Angels mounted a rally. Foul ball right side. Trumbo running out of room.
Yeah, Frieri's been throwing that high fastball. Lucroy's been able to spoil it. 95 up around the letters, but Lucroy able to foul it off, waiting to get one to hit.
Now Conger and Frieri will meet. Brewers need to capitalize right here. Be a big step to avoid a potential sweep that the Angels right now have set up with a 5-3 lead. Pirates coming to town tomorrow. They already beat the St. Louis Cardinals, beat them today. And again, Lucroy fights one off.
That first breaking pitch that Fieri has thrown. All fastballs until he threw the slider, but Luke able to foul it off. Pitch number 6, a breaking ball.
Well, they'll give it another try here on the ball and 2 strikes. Same result.
Been a lot of long battles today at the plate.
I tell you, no question about that. Just under 30,000 again here in support of the Brewers. Hear the spattering of Luke across Miller Park. Base hit would make that real loud and clear. Down the right field line, it is foul.
That would have cleared the bases.
Wow.
Boy, that's the kind of luck that the Angels have had in this series. Boy, just missing that right field line. No doubt Segura scores on that. And maybe a foot. Too bad.
Boy, Jonathan Lucroy is so good at shooting those hits down the right field line.
Yeah, Lucroy misses the right field line, and remember Shuck hit the bag for a double, would have been an out.
9th pitch of this at bat coming up, and the count only a ball and 2 strikes. You saw Jonathan Lucroy's hitch by direction. Loves to go the opposite way. This time right down the line, and it's ruled foul on the left side. Wow, not by much. Very close.
Yeah. Third base umpire right on it. Can't get any closer, can you?
Ed Hickox down the third base line, and Jeff Nelson down the first base line, getting the workout in this inning. Tenth pitch coming up.
10th pitch coming up, and it's a 1-2 count.
And again, he pulls one foul.
Well, they say the more pitches that you see, the better chance you are of being able to zero in on one. And I don't think Lucroy can say he hadn't seen enough pitches in this at bat. Number 11 coming up.
And now they are on their feet at Miller Park. Well, you got to like to see this. They have come alive now here in the 8th inning. Lucroy spoils another one.
Back-to-back sliders. Lucroy able to cover the outside part of the play. You wonder if Fieri thinking about maybe coming inside. He's done it a couple of times for strikes. Lucroy's been able to foul him off. And most everything else has been away.
He has fouled off 9 pitches in this at-bat. And they're all on the rail in both dugouts. 12th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
And both Frieri and Lucroy need a breather. Who's going to give in?
And Lucroy strikes out in an at-bat that went nearly 9 minutes long.
Wow, that's too bad. A fastball off the outside corner. Lucroy doing such a good job of protecting the plate, just fouling off a couple of pitches, missed doubles by inches down the right field and left field lines, and chased a pitch out of the zone, and Frieri wins that long battle.
All right, 2 down, bases remain loaded for Chris Davis. 0 for 3 in this game. He is due. Big swing on that first pitch.
And a good pitch to hit, too, right down the middle of the plate. Here it comes, and the big swing, and comes up empty.
Boy, if Davis connected on that with his power, you wonder where that one would have come down.
Yeah.
Twirls that bat. Down a strike with the bases loaded. Another swing and a miss.
Two very hittable pitches and big swings by Davis. Both of them pretty much down the middle of the plate.
Bases loaded, full of Brewers. Jeanette, Aoki, and Segura.
All 3 of them looking for a reason to run. Great speed out there.
And he swung at a high pitch and strikes out. And the threat ends here in the 8th. Back here at Miller Park as we are set for the 9th inning. Close game, 5-3. The Angels lead the Brewers. They scored 4 runs in the top half of the 7th inning. And Milwaukee squandering a golden opportunity in their half of the 8th, leaving the bases loaded. Alfredo Figueroa now on the hill for Milwaukee, trying to keep the deficit at just 2.
He came up from AAA Nashville on Friday. He pitched 3 games down there, had a 1-0 record. Took the roster spot of John Axford, who was traded to the Cardinals. His first appearance since his recall.
And Grant Green, who came in on the double switch in the 8th inning, will bat for the first time today. He took over second base. Green got the start the last 2 games at second base. But comes off the bench here in game 3 of this series. Green, another of a number of rookies on this Angels team. Rolls one to Jeanette. And a close play at first. 1 down. So top of the order now in J.B. Shuck. Shuck had the big hit of the game for the Angels back in the 7th inning when he cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double. One that rolled over first base just out of the reach of Uni Betancourt.
Yeah, hit the bag, popped up on him, and ended up clearing the bases. And it's the way it goes sometimes. And didn't have Lucroy in his at bat. Missed doubles by inches both down the right field and left field lines that would have given the Brewers a lead.
That Lucroy at bat nearly 9 minutes long. Bouncer right to Betancourt. Quickly 2 down. It's about as long a battle as you're going to see.
Yeah, 12 pitches. They fought off a couple of tough ones, and just barely missing extra base hits, and ended up striking out on pitch number 12. That was a good battle, won by the pitcher.
Here's Ibar, the shortstop. Pops one up shallow left field. Davis, long run just into foul territory. And a nice quick 9th inning for Figueroa. See if the Brewers can rally. Yankee gets the start at third base for the first time in more than 2 weeks and comes through with the double, advances to third on an error early in the ballgame, and then scores on a squeeze play by Loesch, and also flashing some nice defense over in the hot corner as well. So Jeff Bianchi, our Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game recipient today. And the Angels making some changes defensively as Borges takes over at center field and Trout moves over to left. Here's Mike Trout.
And Mike Scherzer has done that in every game in this series. Taking Chuck out and making a defensive replacement.
Well, here's Carlos Gomez, who had a 2-run home run earlier in this ball game. It broke a 1-1 tie to give the Brewers a 3-1 lead. That's the last time they were able to score. They've been able to muster very little since then, until that 8th inning when they loaded up the bases on a couple of walks. There was only 1 out, but could not plate a run.
Well, they were right where they wanted to be in the batting order, 3 and 4.
Caleb Gindel on the on-deck circle. He would hit for Betancourt.
Well, Friere looking to get a 5-out save. Let's see how that fastball holds up.
The 0-2, and Gomez, a defensive swing, strikes out.
And Friere has thrown 18 pitches and 17 of them have been for strikes.
Not messing around.
The only pitch out of the strike zone, the 1-2 Jonathan Lucroy. And this one right at the top of the strike zone, and Gomez didn't see it very well.
Here's Caleb Gindel batting for Betancourt here in the 9th inning. That left-handed bat off the bench. Gindel started in yesterday's game. It was 0 for 4. It was his 25th birthday yesterday. Brewers were an out away from giving him a win for his birthday, but it didn't work out. A ball and 2 strikes down to the Brewer pinch hitter. Like Davis, Gindel's made the most of his starts either in left or right for Ron Renicky. This time he strikes out as a pinch hitter, so 2 down quickly for the Angels.
And Friere's come in and struck out 4 consecutive hitters. 22 pitches and 20 strikes.
Well, Jeff Bianchi, the Brewer third baseman, is going to get another chance here. Got things going in the 3rd inning when he doubled and eventually scored on that squeeze play. Missing outside, 1-1. The Angels trying to complete their long road trip with just 1 loss. Yankee pops one up. And just into foul territory off the Brewer dugout. Mike Scioscia has pushed the right buttons, needless to say, in this entire series. Not easy to do, to go on the road and get a sweep. Bianchi shoots one to right. Calhoun just down to the warning track, makes the final out, and the Angels top the Brewers again. 3 consecutive wins. They complete the rare road sweep and top Milwaukee here 5-3 is the final score. More to come on Brewers Live. Let's send it out to Telly Hughes.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. Coming up here on Brewers Live, we'll take a look at how the Angels were able to complete the sweep. We'll have our on-field instructional here from manager Ron Renicky, get inside the clubhouse for player reaction, and we'll take a look ahead to the Pirates series. That's coming up next on Brewers Live.